Andrew Schultz recently said something. Rob, if you can pull up this clip from Andrew Schultz, I don't know what all of a sudden happened and prompted Andrew Schultz to say this, but go ahead and play this clip of Andrew Schultz reacting to what happened between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. Go ahead.
What's up, y'all? So this is another topic that will not go away, and we are here for it because people are having like the most, I don't know, shocking reactions to the situation with Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. And we're going to look at what Andrew Schultz had to say about it. I'm not going to act like I've watched this person's show, but he did say some pretty serious things and made a couple points there. And then we're going to see what Patrick Bet-David has to say, because he made some pretty good points too. If you guys like these videos I've been making, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm really enjoying making these videos and having these fun discussions with you guys.
He makes the argument for censorship. He calls it something else.
Yeah, I forget the term. I have it in my phone.
But I don't even think he's using the term right. But he's basically like, there's a window of ideas we accept.
Yes.
And we accept ideas between this, I guess this is, if I get window, you're looking like this. So we accept ideas between here and here. And anything outside of that window, well, you're fireable. That's censorship.
What?
But he's acting as if this is like a justified reason for firing people when you built your identity and platform off of no censorship and freedom of speech and facts don't care about your feelings and all this shit.
It's also fun.
And it's actually true. That is true. I mean, I don't even have to add anything else to what Andrew Schultz just said. Yes, a company has the right to fire whoever they want to. But again, I don't have to add anything else. He's right.
Funny that window happens to end where his beliefs end.
Isn't
it interesting?
You would say that.
Not being pro-Israel, that's where the window ends. That's also your specific personal belief.
What?
So I just don't see.
You can't have an opinion on your platform that is not pro a country that is not ours?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's crazy. I wish.
So is the Daily Wire an American media platform or is it an Israeli media platform? I'm just asking.
This guy's cooking.
I'm just asking. If the rule is, I'm just
like, and that's another good question. Like, look, he's just asking. And you know what? I will give this much to Andrew Schultz. He's actually, I believe he platformed or he had somebody on his podcast. This person is not allowed to be, I think, anywhere near the internet. You know, now they're on Rumble. He had them on his show. So regardless if he believes, you know, like I'm sure he didn't agree with a single thing that person said, but he still had them on the show. So yeah, we don't have to agree all the time. Let's have a discussion.
Just saying, if the rule is you cannot be critical, because he has no problem being very critical of America.
Yep.
Critical of the left in America. Left is half the country. You have no problem eviscerating half of the country.
That's the current party in power.
But you can't criticize Israel as a country. That's just another country, unless you're saying, and you're clearly admitting that the Daily Wire is an arm of the Israeli, I guess, media or propaganda machine. Is that? Oof. Are you manipulating the religious right in America? Are you manipulating the right wing?
Yeah, he is cooking hardcore. Like, yeah, what did they name this? Andrew Schultz shreds Ben Shapiro for firing Candace Owens. Yeah, this can be considered a shredding.
Conservatives in America and selling them country western movies and putting on your little cowboy hat and fake moving in Nashville so you could take all their money and then in the process restricting free speech, one of the core tenets of the American identity. Ben.
Benjamin.
What is happening? There's trouble in paradise.
I think that's hilarious. And then the other part too, because when I said, like, you know, let's have a discussion, and it dawned on me, they could have had the best, like they could have did it behind a paywall. Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens straight up go at it about, you know, their positions and their beliefs. Everybody would have watched it. No, but they just was like, you gotta, you know, they were just like, you gotta go.
For context, Daily Wire is in Nashville, but he's in Florida. But yeah. What do you think about his points?
I mean, it makes a valid point, but and I sent Rob another video of Ben kind of contradicting himself, but he's 100% right. Like what? And by the way, that's what attracted me to Ben Shapiro in the first place. That dialogue, that everybody say what you want, do.
Right. And that actually attracted me to him in the first place. Like the whole facts don't care about your feelings. You know, I was like, you know what? maybe, you know what, that's true. Like, we need to start saying things for what they are, man. Like, we need to stop doing this thing where we're coddling the truth, and coddling victimhood and sacrificing the truth for people's, I don't know, for their own insecurities or whatever. Like, the country can't run like that.
Do what you want. Facts don't care about your feelings. This is a place where you can say anything except that one topic. And we obviously know Ben is 1000% Israel. We get it. It's no secret. They could do no wrong. And can we play this, Patrick? I sent.
Let me tell you something. Patrick Bet-David has his own money. Because they talk about whatever. And really, he started this clip saying that there are people who come to their show and it's like they let loose. They're like caged, little caged puppy dogs who are nervous. And then they let loose when they're on the PBD podcast. Obviously, Patrick is not this gentleman, but and they get to talk about whatever. And it's like this whole new experience for them.
Rob, this clip of Ben basically contradicting himself.
We have literally tens of millions of people in the United States who are afraid that the cancel culture is coming for them. And cancel culture does exist. Okay, so what this results in very, very often is corporations looking to cram down a particular viewpoint on you and then cancel you. When it comes to the hosts on the Daily Wire, obviously everyone is able to say what they want. But the reality is that there is an Overton window at the Daily Wire. There are polls out there that show that a vast majority of Americans in every single political group, including liberals, feel like they cannot say what they want to say in public because they're afraid that they are going to be canceled, fired, cast out from polite society.
And then
this actually happened to a socialist moron named Nathan Robinson. He got canceled from The Guardian.
He's basically saying
he got canceled from The
censorship
Guardian
isn't good
because he had put up some anti-Israel tweets. Okay, now I think he's an idiot. I think that his views on Israel are abhorrent, but I don't think that he should lose his columnist slot over at The Guardian.
And now remember, before we even go to the and then watch, his whole argument is that if we're a publisher, we don't have to pay people to say things that we don't agree with because we're a publisher. But he just gave The Guardian the business for literally the same thing that they did to Candace Owens. So it makes you wonder where these people's values lie. Sometimes I even question that with myself, right? Because you have to check yourself. You have to step back and check yourself. And I'm like, have I changed? Am I really being true to my values, my God-given values, right? So I might go back and look at some old footage or something I said. And I sound the same with the values. I might have different targets, if you will, because I've gotten more information and realized a lot of new things, but the values are the same, the inconvenient truth, those kind of values. So yeah, I mean, have they changed? Like, you're not really going to find, I hope not, it's a video or something of me like 10 years down the line where I sound one way, but then you'd be like, well, this is how you sound, when you first started this channel or whatever. I highly doubt that would happen because there are core values, again, that are God-given. And from my, point of view, that I can't deny.
It's a different story, obviously, when it comes to any publisher. Any publisher gets to make decisions about what it wishes to purvey and not. He certainly would not defend anybody on the other side.
He used to say, he went against his word on basically everything that he said. He went the complete opposite because we found out that they fired her. They didn't have one of those contract disputes. They were like, you don't see the way that we say, you're being anti-us, goodbye. And they fired.
And so that's how it really feels. But now there's some people who's saying that, the Daily Wire never came out and said that they fired Candace Owens or whatever. Okay, so they never used those exact, well, you know what? Jeremy Boring on that space, he did say, I didn't fire her because of that, or not even like, I'm not going to talk about why I fired Candace Owens. So there are some people saying that they might have all set this up on purpose, but I don't think so because of the natural progression that I saw this was going through from after October 7th. And then when she went to maternity leave, that thing he did at the party, Ben Shapiro talking about Candace, you could see the natural, like you can't act that out. Like you can, but you really couldn't. It was pretty organic the way that went.
But there was a lot of people that would say that call. Why? Because you have to be patient. You have to be understanding. I'm going through certain things. I'm going to see what's going to happen as a leader. And at Valuetainment, we do have one very clear value that we don't compromise, and that's capitalism. Mm-hmm. There is no, it's very public. Guess what? I'm not compromising that. It's proven. You have communism, you have socialism, you have capitalism. We're not debating this, right?
So just so we know this, so this is Patrick Bet-David, and he's right about how he moves. I mean, you could tell. And if you have to pick between the three, he is going to pick capitalism, and I understand why. I still pick it too. If there was a way to do a capitalist socialist type of thing, not as a forced position where, oh, the rich has to give up this much to the no. But if there was a way with integrity, if we had enough pride, if you will, in our countrymen, if we had a sovereign country, I know that, like, when I become rich, right? No, I want to be there for people. Like, I want veterans to not worry about where they're going to sleep at night. Like, that's crazy to me that there are homeless veterans. And even if somebody says, well, some of them are on drugs, we can have real programs to get people off of drugs. It can be done. So things like that. I believe in giving back to the country and helping the country. And you need money to do that. So yeah. But so it's not that I hate socialism necessarily. I hate forced socialism.
But there's a difference between an economical system with believing in enlighten, empower, entertain, debate, where it's one of our big discourse, but we like to debate. And you can't debate faith, and you can't debate religion, and you can't debate that. That's the problem with when you take that position. What you do after that kind of a move.
And he's right, by the way. He stands by it. Like, they talk about literally everything. And his thing is, like, the future is bright because it is your future, like how you make it. So he's right. If we're going to have debates, we need to talk about everything. It's okay.
If I'm a Jew, okay, and I'm a devout at his level, and I want to go to a company that I will feel 100% safe, guess what's officially the number one media company to go to if you're Jewish and you want to proudly sell all the values and principles that you believe in? Guess what's number one worldwide? It's officially Daily Wire.
Yep.
If that's your value. And there's nothing wrong with CBN. Is what does CBN stand for?
Christian Broadcasting Network.
It's not a RBN, Religious Broadcasting Network. It's what? Christian Broadcasting Network. Daily Wire can be Daily DJW, Daily Jewish Wire, or DIW, Daily Israel Wire. No problem.
Yeah.
So I want to just bring your attention to this gentleman here, because later on, this conversation is actually pretty long, because they ask, like, oh, is Andrew Schultz, is he, what's his faith and everything? And he goes right ahead. He's fake Jewish. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Schultz, because Patrick Bet-David, they say that he's an Irish Catholic. So I don't know. Maybe he converted. I don't know. But why, so it's just that type of term. I was fake Jewish. Like, okay. So even like, why? There goes the emotions. So you couldn't handle a debate. Now, Patrick makes a good point, and he says, yeah, now they become the Daily Jewish Wire, and that's okay. If that's what you want to promote yourself as, because that's certainly what you have become, that's fine. That's fine. The thing is, you're not going to make the most money out of that. You guys took the hottest ticket off of your plate. I mean, really, like, who's going to hold it up? Matt Walsh. They have a new Matt Walsh judging show. Like, look, no disrespect to Matt Walsh. He's done a lot for children and fighting these bills and everything. But really, culturally, like, how many ways are we going to talk about, trans? And we do need to talk about it. But Matt Walsh isn't going to different shows and doing different things. I kept saying it was Candace Owens. And, anyway, whatever, she gets to do what she wants to do. But one thing I'll leave with this is, well, this thing definitely, it continues to make me, stay vigilant on not being fanatics of people, because people are out for themselves. I remember hearing Ben Shapiro make this statement that he is the reason why, because, he's the big face of conservatism, that he was the biggest reason why Christians had gone back to church. It was because of him and the conservative brand. Two problems I have with that. Number one, which is like, not in order, but number one, well, now you've quote, send these Christians back to church, and you feel some type of way about, I don't know, Christ is king and all of this. Like, so that doesn't make sense. But number two, you didn't send Christians back to church. God sent Christians back to church.